What's up, guys? Bailey here. Today in this video, I'm going to be going over my official UFC 326 card predictions. And yeah, I'm really trying to get my predictions up early. I know I said I was going to have it up by last weekend, but I just got super busy. I also have a jiu-jitsu competition coming up in about 2 weeks or a week and a half. So I have that. I got a lot I got to focus on. But needless to say, I'm going to get my predictions out here for you guys. I'm playing with a different format here in this video. It's going to look real different compared to the other ones that I've done in the past. So I hope that this one's like way better for you guys. Let me know down in the comments what you guys think about the format. Let's just jump right in. I'm not even going to waste your guys' time. All right, so first off here, we got Cody Durden versus, listen, all right, I'm going to try to get through this here. Nyamjargal, Tumendemberel. I think that's how you pronounce his name. Tumendemberel. Nyamjargal Tumendemberel. Yeah, that's a hell of a name. I tried to rehearse it before I even recorded this video. I just couldn't. So I'm just gonna call him Nyam for short, and we're gonna keep it at that. So we got Cody Durden, man. His height 5'7", weighs around 130 pounds. So he's gonna be a little bit heavier this fight, and his reach is about 6'7". That fucking hurt. Jesus Christ. Yeah, his reach is going to be about 67 inches, which is going to be a little bit shorter compared to Nyam's, which is about 71 inches in reach. They both lost their last fight, and I'm not going to lie, man. Cody's like 1-4 in his last 5. Just not very impressive performances here. I got to go with Nyamjargal, man. I can't pick someone who's 1-4 in his last 5. You know what I mean? Even though his grappling is decent and his guard is decent, there's just no possible way I can pick somebody who's 1-4 in their last 5. I mean, absolutely not. It's just no. Next here, we got Ricky Turcios versus Alberto Montes. Both of these guys, Ricky's going to be a little bit taller by 2 inches, and he's also going to have a slight reach advantage as well, and the leg reach as well. So he's going to be the taller guy. That's something that he's going to be using for sure. But Alberto Montes, he's the better grappler in my opinion. I mean, he's 4-1 in his last 5, and I think a good amount of those are from submissions as well. I think like 2 or 3 of them are by like Darce choke or something like that. I mean, that is like a special move. Even though Ricky, I don't see, he's not a slouch. I just think that he's just a kind of a decision merchant. And I got to go with Alberto Montes on this one. I just think that even though Ricky Turcios more, experienced in the UFC competition, I mean, he's not the superior grappler in my eyes. He's just not the better finisher. And, I got Alberto Montes to win this one. Next here, we got Donte Johnson versus Cody Brundage. This is going to be a middleweight bout. Let's talk about Donte Johnson real quick. He's 7-0, and all of those are by way of finish. I think they're all by way of KO, if I'm not mistaken. Maybe 1 or 2 of those are by like a decision. His height is going to be 5'8". His weight is going to be around 184 pounds. He's going to have a slight 2-inch reach, with 74 inches. His Cody Brundage only has 72 inches, man. And I'm not going to lie, Donte Johnson, he has a lot of power. We saw that in his last fight, even though he's making his UFC debut. In his highlights, I mean, he's got some power, dude. I mean, but the problem is he throws very loopy punches, you know what I mean? Very kind of sloppy and just not very technical. While Cody Brundage, he is just kind of a flip-flopper, I mean, he either wins or he loses and he just goes on a skid. But I got to go with, I think I'm going to go with Donte Johnson on this one. I mean, he's 7-0. He's got a lot of power in his hands. I mean, Cody Brundage sure might be a little bit better overall, but I mean, he's not particularly good at just one thing or highly elite at everything. He's just kind of like, okay. And that's not an insult to him, I understand, but there's just levels to the game, clearly. So I got to go with Donte Johnson on this one. All right, next one here. This is going to be the last one on the prelims. We got Cody Garbrandt versus Xiao Long. The height's going to be exactly the same. The weight's going to be exactly the same. But Xiao Long is going to have like a 5-inch reach advantage. But Cody Garbrandt has a 1-inch advantage when it comes to leg reach. Let's talk about Xiao Long. Xiao Long, he has decent power, but he's just not consistent when it comes to using that power and actually finishing somebody and also winning. I mean, this guy's 27-10. I mean, at least Cody Garbrandt's 14-7. And I just think that Cody Garbrandt, in my opinion, has some of the fastest hands in the bantamweight division. He's got good pop, good power, but the only thing about him is that he's washed. You know what I mean? He's not the same Cody Garbrandt. Ever since he fought Dominic Cruz, he was never the same. And I'm just worried, quite frankly, that Cody Garbrandt is just going to continue falling down the ranks and just having medical issues and pulling out of fights and all these things that go along with it. But Xiao Long is like an NPC, you know what I mean? So it's kind of tough. I'm going to have to go with Cody Garbrandt on this one. I'm going to go with Cody Garbrandt because, well, I'm delusional, and I just think that Cody still got it. I think he's going to win. He even got a haircut. He got his old haircut back, so vintage Cody. Who knows, man? He's only 33, 34, so yeah, who knows? All right, guys, next up, man, we got Gregory Rodrigues. We got RoboCop versus Bruno Ferriera. Now, RoboCop, I don't even really got to get into the height. I mean, listen, my man's 6'3", 185 pounds. He's got about 4-inch advantage on Brunno. He's got also a little 3-inch reach advantage, and his leg reach is pretty, considerable too. And my man, listen, Gregory Rodrigues has that unk power. I'm talking unk strength. Like, he had a banger fight against Jared Cannonier. Easily could have been fight of the year or a contender. And then he annihilates Jack Hermanson. I'm talking, boom, knocks him out. I'm talking, he annihilated Jack Hermanson. It was crazy. And he always brings a fight, no matter what. I mean, Gregory Rodrigues always brings it. And that's what I think we all love about RoboCop, is you're going to have a guaranteed banger every single time this guy steps in the octagon. And Bruno Ferriera, even though he's going to be a little bit bigger, he's not as tall. He doesn't have the reach. And quite frankly, he's just hasn't been in as many wars as him. He hasn't faced, the equal competition. And Bruno Ferriera, he does have decent grappling, but I think that there will be a considerable gap when it comes to the striking ability, the power that will be coming. Because Gregory Rodrigues, in my opinion, I think he'll respect Brunno enough to kind of not be reckless, but won't respect him in terms of it being a slugfest. Gregory Rodrigues will knock him out. If it gets to that, I think Gregory Rodrigues can finish him. I don't see that really being a probable outcome, but it is definitely possible. I got to take Gregory Rodrigues. Fuck it. Let's go KO. Second round. You know what I mean? I see it happening. But at the very least, having a nice dominant decision. You know what I mean? I just see Gregory winning this thing. Ferriera, if he does take it to the ground, I definitely can see it playing out like that. Like he takes it to the ground and kind of dominates that position. He can win like that. But I just think that Gregory Rodrigues is just too experienced, too good, and he's just been in way too many wars, man. And like I said, that Jack Hermanson knockout was just fucking, oh my God. Like, I just remember watching it, and me and my buddies were just like, holy shit. That had to have been attempted murder. It had to have been. All right, next up here, we got Drew Dober versus Michael Johnson. We got maybe a newly installed, racially motivated Drew Dober versus Unk Johnson. Now, Unk Michael Johnson, he's on a 3-fight win streak, right? He beat Daniel Zahuber, I think, in his last fight. And listen, he's got that Unk ability, okay? All the Unks have just been winning lately, and Michael Johnson has been keeping up with Team Unk, you know what I mean? King Green's been winning, Gaethje's been winning, Johnson's been winning. The Unks have been kind of taking it, and I think him being an Unk, that can work against him as well, because of him being old. And that's something I didn't talk about with Gregory Rodrigues. Like, it's right here, like the Unk, right? You being old, that can backfire on you at any moment, right? Because Drew Dober, he's racially motivated as fuck. He does not want to lose to someone who just, quite frankly, isn't white. I don't know how else to put it. And he's durable as shit. My man is just taking shots. Like getting lit up. And he would just completely fucking eat these hits. Now, on top of that, though, he's not very defensive. He has no defense whatsoever. And he's fighting Unk Michael Johnson. So, I'm not going to lie. I really want to go with Drew Dober because, he's like this youthful, powerful, he's got a lot of pop, but I'm going to go with Michael Johnson. I'm going to go with the more experienced guy here. I'm going to go with the more experienced veteran. Michael Johnson's fought some of the best. He's fought Gaethje, he's fought Poirier. He's fought, a lot of guys. So I'm going to go with Unk. I think Unk's got it. I think he's got one more in him. If Drew Dober knocks him out, well, then we do see a new minority killer. And then, we got to have racially motivated Drew Dober against minority killer Quillian Sao-Killed. And that's just the way that has to go. All right, next. We got Rob Font versus Raul Rosas Jr. Raul Rosas, he does have better grappling in my opinion, but is the striking going to be there? That is really kind of the main question here. Raul Rosas is like the hype train. He's the new thing. But Rob Font, in my opinion, is the better boxer. he has some of the best boxing, I think, in the bantamweight division. And it may not have been like always there. It may not have been always like, just like this crazy high level, like a Sean O'Malley or a Sanhagen, but it's been consistent and it's actually fended off a lot of the new guys that have tried to come around within the division. He has good experience. I think that the question for Rob Font is the takedown defense going to be there? Is the grappling going to be there? And I think that it will be this time around. I'm going to have to go with Rob Font. Because I think that Raul Rosas Jr., while he is good, I just feel like it's just different. You know what I mean? It's a different game. And I think that Rob Font, his takedown defense will be good enough, especially because Raul Rosas Jr., he's not this like crazy wrestler. He's not like this guy with these crazy powerful like shooting like single legs or power doubles or anything like that. It's more like if it gets to the ground, then his jiu-jitsu is really, really good. So I'm going to have to go with Rob Font on this one. I just don't know how. I don't see Raul Rosas Jr. necessarily making like this huge, massive effort to get it on the ground. I just think if it happens to get there, then he'll use his jiu-jitsu. But I just don't see that happening. All right, next. We got Caio Borralho versus Reinier for the co-main event. Let's go over Caio Borralho, man. First of all, he's 6'1", 185 pounds. He's got a 75-inch reach, 42-inch reach. Reinier is going to have a way bigger of a reach advantage, man. He's got 3 inches in reach at 75 inches. Actually has 1 inch less than that leg reach with 41 inches, but he's 6'4". I mean, he's 21-3. Caio Borralho is 17-2. Reinier is a former double champion in one, but he got destroyed, in one, by Anatoly, which how he suffered in his last fight with Brendan Allen is he ended up quitting on the stool. He got really, really fatigued, really, really tired, and he quit. And that was the same thing that he did in one. So that is obviously a big concern heading into this fight for Reinier. But back to Caio Borralho. Caio Borralho, something that I really like that he does, he has this like karate stance. He's got very light feet. That's something that all the fighting nerds kind of do. That seems to be like their trademark. I know that Caio Borralho lost to Imavov, but I kind of feel like Imavov was supposed to win that fight. I just feel like the plot armor was there, and it was all just kind of there. And I think that Caio Borralho, he has decent enough of takedown defense to where he'll have decent enough takedown defense to where Reinier like takedowns just won't be enough of a threat, especially because Reinier is a jiu-jitsu guy. He's not like a wrestler. He's not someone who's super strong, super powerful. He's just not. Now, when it does go to the ground, though, Caio Borralho will be at a disadvantage when it comes to the grappling. Reinier has won world championships doing that. He has made a career off of doing that, and that is something that will swing in this direction, which is that Reinier does have better grappling. His grappling is obviously superior, but his hands just aren't as good, and his cardio isn't as good either. In a 5-round fight, it's just not as good. I think this fight's going to be 3 rounds because it's not for a title, so I'm not sure if it is 5 rounds, then it won't play out in his favor. But even if it's 3 rounds, still, he looks really, really, he looked really, really rough in his last fight against Brendan Allen. And I'm not sure if it was because he was cutting all that weight in just such a short span of time. I know it was like his 4th fight in the year, but man, I got to go with Caio Borralho on this one. I just think he's the stronger guy. I think he's the kind of the more well-rounded guy, especially on the feet, that's where every fight is going to start. I got to go with Caio Borralho on this one. I can't say that Reinier with his last performance was just convincing enough to where I'm like, wow, he's really going to bounce back. It's just, I don't see it. Alrighty, next. Here we are, lads. Max Holloway versus Charles Oliveira 2 for the BMF championship. I'm not even going to go over their stats. We don't need to do any of that. Let's just go over into their resumes and just basically what we might expect, okay? Let's just go over Max Holloway. Max Holloway, 27-8. He's fought, obviously, everybody. Aldo, Poirier, McGregor. He's fought everybody. Volkanovski. He's got this killer cardio Hawaiian kickboxing style where his volume is absolutely suffocating. And his movesets is just only getting better. And him at lightweight, he looks so much better when he's at lightweight versus when he was at featherweight, man. When he was at featherweight, he looked rough against Ilya, where here he looked so filled out. In his last fight against Dustin Poirier, where he knocked him down, he just looks very solid, and he actually has some newfound pop and power into his hits that he's never really had before. Not really had like at the featherweight division where he has at the lightweight division. And on top of that, His takedown defense is obviously elite because he's really gone through the best of them. You know what I mean? And he's got killer cardio, killer volume, and on the feet, he is better than Charles Oliveira. Now let's go over to Charles Oliveira. Charles Oliveira has this shoot-a-box style where, it's Muay Thai, marching straight down the middle, knees, jabs, and teeps right up the middle. That's going to be what Charles Oliveira is going to reach to do. That's going to be his goal. He has the most finishes in UFC. He has the most subs in UFC. This guy has knocked down and beaten guys like Justin Gaethje, Beneil Dariush, Dustin Poirier, Michael Chandler. The list goes on of guys that he's finished in this era that he's been in. And obviously, he's more complete as a fighter as well. When you take into consideration the grappling and the striking department, Oliveira is more well-rounded, but Oliveira is chinny. I mean, he got knocked out cold against Ilya, and the knockout was so bad, a lot of people forgot that he even fought Garbrandt and won. You know what I mean? So, listen, I really, really love Oliveira, and I want him to win, but I really think Max Holloway is going to win. He just has looked so sharp lately on the feet with the volume, the power, and the pop that he has at this lightweight division. It's just different, and I really love these two, and it's fucking devastating that one of them's got to lose, but I really think it's going to be Max Holloway in this one, but I love Charles Oliveira. If he wins, that would be awesome. And I honestly think it'd probably set up for a number one contender outside of Arman Tsarukyan, if I'm being real. So yeah, guys, that is my full breakdown and prediction for UFC 326. Let me know if you guys enjoyed this video and comment down below your predictions for this card. I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.